What's up? Welcome back. We're talking about a new jig head, the Rollin Strolling Jighead from Queen Tackle. Thanks everyone for watching. If you've seen any of my videos before, you know we talk a lot about the latest and greatest in fishing tackle, and that's what this is. This is the Queen Tackle Rollin Strolling head. Now we all know mid-strolling, forward-facing sonar, jig head minnow, that has taken over fishing. I mean, it's huge. There's a lot of new products for this. And if you look back at some of my past videos, you know, I've talked about the fish roller, the Sakamata shad, the jackal drift fry, you know, the owner range roller, all these technique specific items for mid-strolling, even the X-Bride with the solid tip. You know, I've done a lot of videos on this because this is what is popular now. This is the trend. Everyone is making products, rods, reels, line, baits, jig heads, everything for forward-facing sonar. And that's what this is. I first saw these at ICAST and I couldn't wait to get them. I found them locally. I didn't order them online, but I will put a link to them down below. It is an affiliate link. It doesn't change anything on your end, but it does help the channel. But I'll give you my experience fishing this stuff. Now, I've been fishing the tungsten version of the Queen Tackle head for over a year, definitely. And I do notice a little bit of a difference between tungsten and lead. You know, I'm not completely sold on the benefits, but it makes sense. You know, it's a more dense material, so theoretically it's gonna show up. In my experiences, sometimes I do notice a difference and sometimes I don't. And a lot of that has to do with, you know, water conditions, clarity, settings on your graph, all those things will make a difference. But tungsten's still good because it's smaller, it's dense, everything about it is good for those reasons alone. So the main difference between this one and the original Queen Tackle head is this is the Rollin Strolling. And as you can see, the eye is crazy. Instead of being up here, it is back there. So the whole idea of this is to get the bait to roll more in more of a horizontal deal. So they recommend to tie a loop knot on here. I did that, and I also did it without. I didn't notice a huge drastic change between the two, but the loop knot is something that a lot of pros are doing for any jig head just to get a little bit more action. So it's a very simple knot to do, and it will get your bait to move a little bit more. But again, it's not like a huge difference. So I fished it just with this and just put the bait just short of that, so there's a little bit of gap there so the line wasn't hitting the bait, using the OSP Do Live Stick, and I caught fish on it. It works great as intended, again, but you have that rolling action because of where that line tie is placed. So that's really unique. It's something that they really showcased when I saw their booth at ICAST. You know, they had it in the tank, and it really made a big difference, and you can see that. So again, it is very specific. It's not gonna be a head that you're gonna use for throwing like a Kitech swim bait. You know, there are better heads for that. But if you're gonna be fishing with the mid-strolling technique, shaking, I think it's definitely worth a shot. Downside, of course, is they are expensive. You know, tungsten is obviously more expensive than lead. The other thing is the hook is pretty light. I did bend it out. You know, I caught some nice fish on it, and you know, even using a medium light rod. You know, so there is that too. So you just have to be a little bit more cognizant. You know, again, use a medium light rod, lighter line. All those things will help prevent some of that, and obviously don't snag into trees and things like that. I don't know if that's the reason that it bent, but the one that I was using is definitely bent up. Just part of the game. Caught fish with it, so can't really complain. They're 3 in a pack. Again, they're not cheap. Can't say that enough. They're like 10 bucks for 3 of them. So, you know, $3+ each. Not cheap by any means, but they do show up well, and again, you have that tungsten head, so it's a little bit smaller. So I wanted to give you my feedback on the Rollin Strolling head, good and bad so far. I've only used them a couple trips, but there is a difference just because of that line placement. It's not a huge difference, but you can notice getting more rolling out of your bait. So couple that with the right rod, the right technique of actually shaking properly, and you're gonna get more out of it with these heads, I believe. So let me know, have you used these? What jig heads are your favorite for the mid-strolling technique, or have you even tried it yet? Let me know, I'm always curious to know. Thanks for watching.